Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا آمين يا رب العالمين. Today we are here with our session number 20. We will learn about harf nasab wa ismuha, but before we do that, we will go back to our last fragment that we learned in our previous session, which was al-mawsuf was sifa. So real quick, let's go through the practice that we were doing in our previous session. I took you to Surah Al-Fatiha, and I wanted you all to find fragments in Surah Al-Fatiha. So we figured out that Ismillahi, what fragment was that? Ismillahi, who remembers? Ismillahi, Ismillahi, Ismillahi. So first word is not harf jar, right? Ismillahi is idafa. But when I ask you what is this, Bismi, then what are you going to answer? Bismi is al-jar wal majroor. Very well done. Okay, so Bismillahi. Now we all have come to Lafzul Jalala, Allah, and then I see this word Ar-Rahman. Do we see all four properties matching in these two words? Allahi Ar-Rahmani. Allahi Ar-Rahmani. Allah, Lafzul Jalala, the number is singular. Gender is, what is the gender? Masculine. What's the status? Jar. Very well done. So singular, masculine, jar. What's the type? It's proper. Ar-Rahmani. It's following Allah, Lafzul Jalala, in all four properties. Do you mind if you can just focus on following, the word following in the phrase that I just said, right? Do you notice that Ar-Rahman is following Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all four properties? You all agree? So do you think Ar-Rahman can describe Allah, Lafzul Jalala? What do you think? Yes? So what fragment are they forming? If all properties are matching, if we have all properties matching, the fragment is al-mawsuf was-sifa. Al-mawsuf was-sifa, right? In English, when you have a noun and an adjective, what comes first? An adjective or a noun? What do you think? An adjective, right? Good, good. Beautiful house. Handsome boy, right? But in case of Arabic, we learned in our last session, the same doesn't hold true, right? Here, you see the entity that is being described is placed first, and then comes your sifa, okay? The description follows later. I am not going into something that we will learn a little later. Sometimes you will see the placement just as in English, but we are not there yet, right? So we will just focus here on whatever we need to learn at this point. In case of basic grammar, you have to, each and every one should know that Mawsuf, which is an entity that is being described, is going to be first, which can be equivalent to an noun, and adjective will follow it, okay? If you remember, I have taught you 3 reasons for a word to be jar in status. Who remembers all those 3 reasons? Why is the word jar? What can make a word jar? Harf jar. Very well done. Number one, harf jar. Yes, I take it as a correct answer. What else can make a word jar? Why is why will a word be jar in status? If a word is after off, very well done. If a word is after off, it is going to be jar in status. Number three reason, Sister Ambreen, very well done. If a word is a follower, if a word is a follower, it is called tabi' in Arabic. Ta alif ba ain. Okay, ta alif ba ain. So tabi' means, one who follows. Okay, so followers follow the status of a word they are following. Since Ar-Rahman is following Lafzul Jalala, it is jar in status. If someone asks you why is this word jar in status, the simple plain answer is it is mawsoof and mawsoof was sifa, right? And for the most for a student that is advanced, has learned his basic grammar, has learned Arab of some surahs, have practiced them pretty well, they should know this term tabi, okay? Because we will be conducting our intermediate sessions very soon. So please prepare yourself for that, inshallah. Okay. Now, what do you think about Ar-Rahim? What do you think about Ar-Rahim? How can you connect it to the, yes, it is another follower. So now, it can be a sifa, right? It is a sifa and it is a tabi, right? So will you say it is a sifa of Ar-Rahman, or will you say it is a sifa of Lafzul Jalala, Allah? Allah. Very well done. Kindly keep that in mind. People see Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahimi and they will say they are Mawsoof sifa. Doesn't make sense. You are learning Arabic grammar, but we cannot forget common sense. Beautiful cannot describe powerful. Intelligent can never describe ever hearing. Can it? They can be description for another entity, but they cannot be description for one another. The extremely merciful cannot be described by the ever merciful. So keep your common sense with you while you are learning this beautiful language of Quran, right? Sometimes, things happen, either because we are not very familiar with word to word translation, so we can make big mistakes, but it's not big mistakes, but we can make mistakes, but always remember, always keep that in mind, that these both words you are going to call Ar-Rahman sifa number 1, and you are going to call Ar-Rahim sifa number 2 of Lafzul Jalala. Is this clear? Alhamdulillah. So this is very important thing that I want each and every one of you to bear in mind. For example, if I give you Anta Samiul Alim, the same rule applies. As-Sami, what do you think about Anta Samiu al-Alim? Are they matching in all 4 properties? Yes, right? They are matching. All 4 properties are same. Both masculine, both proper, both rough in status, right? But can ever knowing describe ever hearing? No, it's you cannot say that. Okay, keep that in mind, my dear sisters. Again, I have put in another example so that this concept is drilled in everyone's mind, that not every word, that 2 words that you are going to see in your Musaf that are matching in all 4 properties, you're not going to call each and every one of them Mawsoof was sifa. Okay, so keep that in mind. As-Sami'u is not going to be described by Al-Basir, which means ever hearing, ever seeing. As-Sami means ever hearing, and ever seeing cannot be description for As-Sami. Keep that in mind, inshallah. Okay. So now, one thing that you must have seen in the last slide of your previous session, the distance between 2 matching words. Can you see here? Kitabun musaddikun. Can you all see? And there will be several examples, and you will be learning each and every one of them, inshallah. Life permitting, we will be, inshallah. And if Allah makes it possible, we will be learning each and every one of those examples. But for now, as a beginner, I want you to know that two matching words, a word and a description, can have something come in between them. Okay, so here kitabun is singular. Give me 4 properties of kitabun. Singular, masculine, yes, rough in status, and is common. Musaddikun, doing the same, right? Book that confirms the truth. Book that confirms the truth. Rasul, that confirms the truth. Who confirms the truth? Not that. Keep that in mind, right? So 4 properties in Rasul are matching with Musaddikun, both common, both masculine, both singular, both rough in status. Everyone with me so far? If somebody gives you a verse, kindly, in case of simple mawsuf sifa, in case of basic al mawsuf was sifa, do not miss this one, okay? Because there can be something that they don't have to be 2 words with matching properties, don't have to be next to each other, okay? Is this clear to everyone? Alhamdulillah. So now, today I want you to see that we were talking about last week, that if your word is non-human, your word can have, it is going to be generally treated as single feminine. Do you all remember? And we did some examples as well, like, al-kubra, singular. However, it is describing ayat, which was a plural word. So keep that concept in mind. However, you have to also know sometimes you will see it being described the way you expect it to be described as. For example, ayyam. Ayyam means days. Ayyam means days. So what kind of a word ayyam looks like? If its meaning is days, it's a plural word. It's a broken plural. Very well done. It's a broken plural because it is not yomatun, yomatin, yomatin. It is ayyam because the singular for ayyam is yom, right? You all see Maliki Yomiddin, sovereign of day of judgment, right? So ayyam is a non-human broken plural. Can you see? How is it being described? Ma'dudatun, ma'dudatun. What is, if I ask you 4 properties? It is feminine, it is singular, right? It is common, it is rough in status, right? So as we learned in our last session, your non-human plurals can be treated as single feminine, so they can make al-mawsuf was sifa, right? You all agree? Alhamdulillah. Okay. Here in these examples, my dear sisters, are from Quran. So always, for the most part, I will only try to bring examples from your Musaf. Okay. So keep that in mind that, you will not be shown examples from elsewhere except, Quran. So mostly it's going to be from Quran. Ayyamun ma'dudatun. Give me 4 properties of ma'dudatun. Datun. If it was a dual, it should have been ma'dud, ma'duda, ma'duda, tani, right? Tani, taini, ma'duda tani, ma'duda taini, ma'duda taini, right? Since it has atun, atin kind of an ending, so it is feminine sound plural. It's a feminine sound plural. So you are seeing that your word ayyam has been treated as plural, the way one would expect. And here you will see all 4 properties are matching, right? Because We never said that, broken plural can never be a description or cannot be described by a sound plural. I never gave you that rule, did I? I just told you all four properties have to match, and plural, plural. We are not doing plural, sound plural, or is a broken plural. We are just doing if non-human plural is there, then you just are going to generally see it being described by feminine singular. However, it can be described by a sound plural. Okay. Now see here. Ashharun means months. Okay, it's a plural for shahr. You must have heard this word Shahru Ramadan, right? Shahru Ramadan. So shahr means month. Ashharun is months. It's a what kind of if it is months and if it's a plural, it's a broken plural for shahr. Right, very well done. Now see again, it is being described by sound plural. Okay, it is being described by sound plural, which is ma'lumat. All four properties are matching. Both are plural, both are rough, both are common. And we know, if you go back to your slides from the very beginning, our second session was about gender. And I told you your non-human broken plurals are treated as feminine, right? If you look at the third column of your mu'annas samai or heard feminine, your broken plurals, your non-human broken plurals fall under category of those words that were treated as feminine by Arabs. Okay? Inshallah, please, if you have any confusion, go back to that slide, because it's all in your slide of, I would imagine it is session number 2. Okay, inshallah. Now, if I give you this word, as-samawat, as-samawat, as-sama'un is the singular for this word. So as-samawat, give me 4 properties of as-samawati. As-samawati, what do you think? Is it common, proper? Yes, it is. It's a proper word. It's a plural sound, a feminine plural. It can be, ti can be nasb or jar. Very well done. System D, nasb or jar. It can be nasb or jar. It can be both, right? Like muslimatun, muslimatin, muslimatin. Okay, in a lighter version, it will be muslimatu, muslimati, muslimati. Similarly, as-samawati is here. You can see that your word is plural. It is feminine. It is proper, and it could be nasb and jar. Al-ula is a broken plural. It's a broken plural. Its singular is ulya. Ulya means, al-ulya means the highest. That word is used in Quran, and this example is also from Quran. Here you see that your non-human plural is being described by a broken plural. Can you all look at that? Because al-ulya does not have atu, ati ending, right? But it is a plural word. Everyone with me so far? So the mistakes that I would want you to avoid, and that most of the beginners make, keep that in mind. Pretty cannot be description for intelligent. So if you see 2 words that are matching in 4 properties, they are not going to be al-mawsuf was-sifa. Number 2, you remember this concept that generally your non-human plurals are going to be treated as single feminine, but they can be treated as they can be described by a word that is broken plural or sound feminine plural. As-samawati is a sound plural because it has ati ending, and inshallah in our advanced lectures I will inshallah explain it to you how this word is a sound plural if it does not make sense, because I understand its singular is as-sama'u and it ends with hamza. So inshallah I I will explain it to you in our future sessions. Inshallah, that is coming. It seems, in the beginning, I have to wait so much, but inshallah, it won't be too long, inshallah. Okay? So I hope we are all good with this information so far. Type 1 if you, if you're good. Type 2 if you have any question. And then I will ask you to unmute yourself and ask the question. Are we all good? Should I go ahead? Okay. It seems like Alhamdulillah. Okay, so now let's just see this lillahi. What kind of fragment we see here? Lillahi. Al-jar wal majroor, very well done. Very well done, Faiza, Sabra, Alina, Sister Samina, Aisha. So proud of you all. Alhamdulillah. So now look at here. Now you have figured out lillahi, is my al-jar wal majroor. Now look at Rabbil Alameen. What do you see here? Rabbil Alameen. It's an idafa. Everyone agrees it's an idafa? Now, keeping in mind that these two words are making an idafa, give me 4 properties of Rabbi. 4 properties of Rabbi. Number wise, it is singular. Gender wise, it is masculine. Status wise, it is jar, right? The last one is the type. What is the type? It's proper. Why is it proper? Because the type of idafa is determined by its mudaf ilayhi. Since its mudaf ilayhi was proper, therefore Rabbi is proper. There is no confusion about it. Mudaf ilayhi determines the type of idafa fragments. So now if I say Rabbi is proper, can I connect it with Lafzul Jalala? Can they be connected? How can I connect? No? Why not? So it is jar. Allah is jar. It is proper. Lafzul Jalala is proper. Lafzul Jalala is singular because there is only one Allah, and Rabb is also one, right? Yes, it is an adjective, so it is making what? All 4 properties are matching. So when all 4 properties match, and it makes sense too, right? All praise for Allah, who is Lord of the worlds, right? So it is making al-mawsuf was sifa. Rabbi is the sifa for Lafzul Jalala. So now again, going back to the concept why what can be the reason for a word to be jar. So why is Rabbi jar? Because it's a sifa for Lafzul Jalala, Allah, and another way to say that is it is a follower, right? It is one of the followers, right? So it is jar because it is not being beaten up by harf jar. It is not mudaf ilayhi. It is rather mudaf. So it is jar because it is a follower of Lafzul Jalala, because they both are making al-mawsuf was sifa. Everyone with me so far? Similarly, you can see that ar-Rahmani, you can connect this to what? What is it doing here? It is going back to Lafzul Jalala, Allah, matching with Lafzul Jalala in all 4 properties and making sifa number 2. If you have your Musaf with you, and I would, from inshallah, try to keep your Musaf handy within your reach when you're taking class, so that you can make your small notes on them. You can put M on Lafzul Jalala because it is al-mawsuf. For Mawsuf, you can say M, and for Rabb, you can say S1 because it is sifa number 1. For Ar-Rahman, you can put as sifa number 2, And what will you write on Ar-Rahim? Sifa number 3. One mawsoof can take many sifas. We are doing just one paisa, right? So you can just, keep your para 1 handy, and inshallah that will help. Okay. So what do you think about Malik? Now come to word Malik. Yes, Sister Ambreen, I totally agree. Yes. So how? So is Malik proper? Remember, we did this concept as well when we were doing our idafa, right? There are 2 idafas here. Maliki Yomi, 1 idafa, Yomi Deen, 1 idafa. And I told you, Adini made Yom proper and Yom made Malik proper. I see Sister Sabra, Sister Ambreen, Alina, is every sister with us? Because I want all of you, this class is for all of you. Okay? Inshallah. Sister Zora, it's all good? Okay, so now see, it is the 4th description. This is the 4th sifa number. You will just put S4 on Malik. Okay, everyone clear with this? So I wanted you all to know that one word, one mawsoof can have several sifas. So now when you look at Lillahi, when you look at Lafzul Jalala here, you will know Rabbil Alameen first sifa, Ar-Rahman sifa number 2, Ar-Rahim sifa number 3, and Maliki Yawmiddin is sifa number 4 for Lafzul Jalala Allah. Okay? I hope you all are with me, okay? Because if you all have understood this, I don't need to spend any more time on that. Alhamdulillah. So real quick, for our sisters who are doing this for the first time, first part of the fragment is called, in case of Al-Mawsoof wa Sifa, the first part of the fragment is called Al-Mawsoof. Very well done. Al-Mawsoof. And I'm going to use the spellings that you are giving me. Sounds more, nicer. Okay. So second part of the fragment is called Sifa. Very well done. True or false? In Al-Mawsoof wa Sifa, all 4 properties do not have to match. Yeah, it's at this point, it is false. Okay. So at this point, you're going to say it's false because I'm at the beginner level. And I will see, inshallah, I will show you some, real examples, but keep that in mind. For now, you're going to say, all 4 properties always have to match. In case of Mawsoof Sifa, non-human plurals can be treated as single feminine. What do you think? True? Alhamdulillah. One Mawsoof can have several sifas. True? Do not forget your practice surah. Surah Al-Fatiha is a surah that we recite so many times in our day. So my dear sisters, because this is a surah that you go through several times in a day, I want each and every one of you to be perfecting that. Okay, Sister Sabra, you can unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear me? Hello? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I cannot hear you. Yeah.
Oh, you cannot hear me? Just a minute. Can anybody else hear me?
I don't know. I'm sorry, it's my fault. Yes, this is Abra.
Okay, can you hear me? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So I had a question. Since Allah Lillahi, of course, it is Mawsoof. So Rabbil Alameen, so the Sifa can be a fragment itself?
Yes, it can be.
Okay,
and we have,
so
you will see it other way as well. Your Mawsoof can be a fragment and Sifa will be one word. Okay. And we did that in our last session, right?
Yes.
We have done that in our last session where we were seeing that there was Ayatuna and then my Sifa was Al-Kubra, right? Ayatuna was if you look at here,
Ayatana.
yeah,
Yes.
so it's a fragment, it's idafa.
Right. Idafa, yes.
And it's being described by a word that is mufrad. It is not a fragment, it's not murakkab.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. That's what.
Both sides can work, okay? Your mawsoof and sifa can be a
Fragment itself, by itself. Okay.
Okay.
Jazakallah khair, Sama.
Okay, now coming back to our thing. So this one, I'm going to, I think since you have understood this concept, I will give this to you all to do as your homework. Is it okay? Type 1. And if there are problems, inshallah, we can go over them in our next session. So if everyone is comfortable, I'm going to start a new fragment that was supposed to be done today, which is harf nasab wa ismuha. Okay. So it's a very simple, sweet fragment. It's made up of 2 parts. Okay. Harf nasb wa ismuha. So the first part is harf nasb. Second part is its ism. Okay. So what does harf nasb do? The name, what do you think? What will it do to your ism? It will make it. What can it do? When you have harf jar, it made its ism jar in status. When you have harf nasb, it will make its ism nasb in status. It's plain and simple. No rocket science. Right? Everyone with me? Understood? So it is one of the several reasons. I told you a few reasons for a word to be nasb in status. Your word can be nasb in status because it is a detail, right? When we do our 3-step approach, that when you have a sentence, you have to take 3 important steps. Here, you will see if your word is, if you will find an action, then a doer, then a detail. But here I'm telling you, there could be another reason for a word to be nasb in status. And remember once a sister told us that, if a word is being affected by la nafia tulil jins, then it will also have a nasb status. One of the several reasons for a word to be nasb status among those, right? Law of negation can make its ism light and nasb. Keep that in mind. And Alina, you were the one who gave it as an example the first time, and I was very proud of you. And again, I'm very proud of you that a law of negation, it will make its ism light and it will give it nasb status. Similarly, harf nasb is, as the name indicates, is going to give its ism nasb status. Important thing that you need to know is harf nasb and its ism can have long distance relationship. Okay, just like al mawsoof was sifa, this fragment can also, the 2 words do not have to be right next to one another. When I was teaching you idafa, what did I tell you about idafa? Can there be a distance between mudaf and mudaf ilayhi? No. Which example did I give you? Do you remember? What example was there that, Ibadur Rahman, right? Slaves of Allah. They cannot be, separated. They can never be, they will never need an intermediary. They will never need anyone, anything, anything or any entity in between them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? They are always directly in proximity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similarly, we learned about al-jar wal-majroor. I told you about them as well, that al-jar wal-majroor will be, for the most part, in 99.9% of cases, they will be right next to one another. Okay, that 1%, I gave you an exceptions as well, but in 99% of cases in Quran, you will see al-jar wal-majroor will be right next to one another. It is one of the reason, if you see harf jar, you should know the word right next to it is nothing but a word that is after harf jar is always which category of word? Always majroor, and is it ism, fail, or harf? It's always ism. Remember that. It's one of the weak signs that you learned, right? So if you don't have a lot of time, in our, one of the short sessions, you will find out that, if you need to know whether my word belongs to ism, harf, or fail category, you can see if it has a harf jar before it. If it has a harf jar, then your word is most definitely an ism. Okay, in 99.9% of cases, and that's a lot. Okay, we are talking about so many words of Quran, right? So keep that in mind. However, al-mawsuf was sifat, two matching words can have some distance. Two matching words can have some distance between them. The words with matching properties can have distance. Similarly, harf nasab and its ism can have long distance relationship. Everyone with me so far? Alhamdulillah. So inna is one of the harf nasb. And can you see the status of lafzul jalala? What is the status of lafzul jalala? It is nasbin status. Alhamdulillah. And what is the reason for it to be nasbin status? Inna, harf of nasb or inna. Inna is making Allah lafzul jalala nasb, okay? Because it's not detailed here. It is because of inna that your word is nasb in status. Everyone with me so far? So what are harufi nasiba? Okay, there are 6 of them. Only have to remember 6. When you were doing al-jar wal majroor, you had to memorize 11, but here you only have to memorize 6. So the first one is inna. Inna means indeed, certainly, no doubt. Indeed, certainly, no doubt. Anna, it means that indeed, that indeed. Ka'anna means as though. Laita means if only. La'alla means so that, hopefully, maybe. Lakinna means however. Okay, I will repeat it. Inna, indeed, certainly, no doubt. Anna, that indeed. Ka'anna, as though. Later, if only. La'alla, so that. Hopefully, maybe. Lakinna, however. Okay, so as Sister Faiza has already mentioned, so 3 with fat noon, inna, anna, ka'anna, and 3 with lams. Okay, later, la'alla, lakinna. So I hope you will memorize it along with the meanings, and that is going to be part of your homework as well. Okay, so now see what can come between harf nasb and its victim. Okay, there are 2 fragments that you will see in Quran that can come between harf nasb and its ism. Okay, 2 fragments that can be seen between harf nasb and its ism are al-jar wal majroor, al-jar wal majroor, and special idafa, okay, which is zarf idafa. Is it clear or no? So let's just see. Let's just do an example, and inshallah it will be clear. Inna lahum ajaran kabira. Where do you see ism of anna? What is the ism of anna? Ajran. Very well done. Ajran, right? Ajran is an ism of anna, because it is, how do I know that it is an ism of anna? Because it is nasbin status, right? Because it is nasbin status, right? So anna, because I know it's a harf that will make its ism nasbin status, so I know that ajran is a ism of anna. Everyone with me so far? Type 1 if you are. Now, step number 2. Why is kabiran nasbin status? Why is kabiran nasbin status? Look at the word before it. Look at the word before it, okay? So We just learned our fragment al-mawsuf was sifa. Okay, so ajran means reward. Okay, ajran means reward, and kabiran means great reward. Great. Okay, so do you see all four properties are matching? All four properties are matching. I hope everyone understood this until this part. Type 1, because I will want every sister, because we have 15 sisters. Sister Ruxana, Sister Rubin, are you with me? Sister Zora, clear? Okay. So now let me tell you one more time. If I ask you, why is Ajran Nasbin status? Your answer is Anna, right? Anna is there. Okay. Now, if I ask you, why is Kabiran Nasbin status? What made Kabiran Nasbin status? You are not going to tell me Anna. You are going to tell me because it is a sifa for Ajran, right? It is a follower, right? Just understand it. No worries about, we are going to take it at a very basic level, inshallah, and we will understand each and every step. That is the whole point. Okay, so Kabiran was Nasbin status because it is the description for Ajran. Okay, and there is a al-mawsuf was sifa fragment there. Ajran was mansubin status or Nasbin status because of Anna. Okay, now what came in between lahum? What do you think about lahum? What is the what do you know about this thing? Lahum. Al-jar wal majroor. Al-jar wal majroor, because remember your harjarli will become maftuha, or it will take a fatha when it comes with a pronoun, and it will keep its kasra if it is with which pronoun? Yes, Anna made ajran nasb. Yes. Which pronoun comes with lam of jar and lam of jar remains unchanged? It still is lam kasra. Lahu, lahuma, lahum, laha, lahuma, lahunna, laka, lakuma, lakum, laki, lakuma, lakunna, li, lana. So what pronoun was I just said? And it did not make any change. It is only I. It is only I. No. So Sabra, only one. Only one. It is ya ana mutakallim. First person singular. First person is I and B. First person singular is ana. And when ya gets attached to harjar lam, lam remains unchanged. It is only going to, it's going to retain its kasra. Okay, it's not going to change. Everyone with me so far? It's a revision from your your previous sessions some time ago, alhamdulillah. Okay, now come back to your have nasab wa ismuha. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, so now I want you to all revise. What will the mansoob form or nasab form of your ism? Okay, if your word is fully flexible and it is singular, which in Arabic is called mufrad, it will look like musliman. So as you just saw, ajran. So what's the number here? Number 1. Is it heavy or light? It's heavy. What kind of a word it is? If I give you flexibility, in terms of flexibility, what kind of an ism it is? Fully flexible? Partly flexible? Very well done. Why? you are calling it fully flexible. I agree with you completely, wholeheartedly. So, but you give me the reason and I'll be really happy. No, no, no. The reason, how you know that your word is fully flexible. What is partly flexible? What what can partly flexible not have? What can partly flexible not have, which is present in this word? Partly flexible cannot take kasra, yes. What's another? Tanween. Tanween. When you look at your tanween, please remember this. I know my word is fully flexible because it's carrying tanween. Keep that in mind, inshallah. Okay? Okay. So now, if your word is partly flexible, it will look like Yusufa. Okay? If it is Nasbin status, it is going to look like Yusufa. Can you see? This word, in terms of flexibility, what do you think Yusuf is in terms of flexibility? Partly flexible, right? It's a name, it's a proper name, and mostly proper names are going to be partly flexible, with exception of few, right? Partly flexible, non-Arab name. Okay. If it is non-flexible, your word will remain unchanged. Okay, like a lazina is going to be a lazina in all three forms. It does not change its form. In case of, it's not if, in case of masculine and feminine dual, it will have ya preceded by letter carrying fatha, like muslimaini. Okay. If it is masculine plural, it is going to be carrying, it is going to be indicated by ya preceded by letter carrying kasra. Okay. If it is feminine plural, it will look like muslimatin. So the ending will be atin. That will help you identify that my word is Nasbin status. Everyone with me so far? Okay. So these are, these notes are going to be with you, and just, it's simple. You already know. I could not, put all those tables again in this slide, in these slides. So I just, made a slide, and I just wanted to give you an idea how your word is going to be. For example, in case of a non-flexible word, I will give you an example of haza. I will give you an example of allazi. Okay. So if there is a harf nasb before them, they will remain unchanged. They will always be haza. Okay. It's not going to change. Haza, haza, haza. It's going to remain unchanged. Understood? Alhamdulillah. So now, as sisters are requesting that we should do some examples from Quran. So let's see. Can you see in your first part of the verse, do you see any harf nasb? Inna, right? Inna is there. Okay. So inna, now when you have identified inna, you will have to look for its ism. So what do you think? Where is its ism? No, look at the word right next to it. Qatlahum. Qatl means murder. Qatl means murder. Qatala means he murdered or he killed. Qatl with a ta with sukoon. Ta with sukoon is an ism. Okay. Why is it light? Yes, it is. It has no tanween. Yes, it is mudaf, right? Qatlahum, indeed, indeed, no doubt, certainly. Qatlahum, their murder. So this qatlahum is a ism of inna. Is it understood or no? Qatla was light, no alif lam. Always and always when there is a pronoun that attaches itself to an ism, the fragment that we get is pronoun with an ism makes what? Idafa. Pronoun attached to an ism make idafa. Remember this phrase, and inshallah, this will make your life easy, inshallah. Okay. What do you see here? If I give you, forget about everything else now. What do you see here? خطأ كبيرا. الموصوف والصفة. Everyone agrees? Alhamdulillah. See here. In annaha. Look at annaha. What do you think? Annaha. Because ha is a non-flexible word, right? It's a non-flexible word, but we know anna is attached to it. So it's, if I asked you this, what is the status of ha here? What is the status? It's nasb status because of what made it nasb? Harf of nasb, right? Anna there made it nasb status. Okay. Everyone with me so far? Okay, so now I want to spend some time, but here, inna Allah, what do you think? What is happening here? Just focus on the first part. Inna Allah. Inna wa ismuha, right? It is making inna Allah. Inna Allah is harf nasab wa ismuha, right? Agree? Inna made its ism nasb status. You will translate it as indeed Allah. Everyone with me? Okay. Now I'm going to show another example. Inna nasa. Inna nasa. What do you think? Harf of nasb, and here is the ism of anna nasa. Sorry, it was anna nasa. So anna and its ism, right? Anna wa ismuha. Anna wa ismuha, which is annas. Is it clear, my dear sisters? Okay. So now we know that harf nasb and its ism can have long distance relationship. So let's see an example. Here again, we have inna. Inna. Now I have to find its ism. What do you think can be its ism? No. Okay, now let me tell you. Al-jar wal majroor will be next to one another. Okay? So fi zalika. Zalika is jar in status because of fi right next to right next to it. Okay? So we will not even touch it. Okay? So fi zalika is al-jar wal majroor. So it is being affected by fi. So it cannot be nasb and jar at the same time, right? So yes, ayatin is going to be ismu inna. Ismu inna is ayatin. Ayatin. Everyone understood this? Remember when we were doing our feminine sound plural, there we learned their ending is like ayatun, ayatin, ayatin. So it can be nasb or jar, but now we know it can only be, here it is nasb status because it is ism of inna. Right? It is ism of inna. That is why it's only and only nasb status. And zali, if I asked you what's the status of zalika, what are you going to tell me? It is jar. It is jar because it is being affected by fi there. Okay. Now look at something else. Li'uli. Li'uli. What do you see is happening here? Li'uli. Li'uli. What? Al-jar wal majroor. Very well done. Does anyone remember the rough form of uli? We just did it in our special mudafs. Asmaul Khamsa. It was in your Asmaul Khamsa tables. Its rough form is ulu, right? Its rough form is ulu. And these are words that always and always come as mudaf. Okay? How is ayatin? La ayatin nas. We will just focus on ayatin because of its ending. It has an ending of feminine sound plural, and feminine sound plural, when it is nasb or jar, it ends with atin. Atin sounds, right? Ayatun, ayatan, ayatin, ayatani, ayataini, ayataini, ayatun, ayatin, ayatin. Everyone with me? Alhamdulillah. So now, the last point, ulin nuha. What will be the status of this nuha? Very well done, Sister Zohra. So nice to see. Alhamdulillah, I think you got this concept. Please don't skip those words. They are very commonly seen in Quran. These special mudafs. That's an important thing for even a beginner to pay some attention to and spend some time with. If you have an ability, make sure you use your abilities to, each and, you maximally utilize each and every opportunity that you have. Okay, inshallah. So nuha is jar and status because ulin nuha is making what fragment? They are making idafa, right? Idafa. Ulin nuha is idafa. Li uli is going to be al jar wal majroor, right? Okay. Yeah. So that is that. And I still have 2 minutes. I think I that was all that I had for today. Okay, so this is going to be your homework. And if you have any problems, figuring this one out, Ibadin al-Mukhlisin, you should go back to our session number 19. In recording, you will have some information. Let's just, since I have 2 minutes, let's just figure out this one. Al-Asma'ul Husna. Al-Asma'u. What kind of a word it is? Do you know the meaning of asma? Because it's a very common word. Names. Yes. If it is names, I understand that that's a plural. It's a broken plural. Very well done. Husna. What do you think about husna? It's singular? Yes, it is being treated by a feminine singular word. What tells you that al-husna is feminine? What tells you al-husna versus, what kind of a feminine it is? Very well done. Aisha, alif maqsura preceded by 3 letters is a right answer. Like ha, sin, noon were 3 letters present before alif maqsura. That is why I know my word is feminine. And your broken plurals, non-human broken plurals, can be treated as single feminine. Alhamdulillah. So, inshallah, with that, we'll end our session. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the group. And inshallah, we'll meet on Saturday. And inshallah, we'll move on to our next fragment. Remember, from this class, please remember, whatever can come between harf nasb and its victim is al-jar wal-majroor and zarf idafa. I do not have any example written here for zarf idafa, but I have given you al-jar wal-majroor here. So keep that in mind, that if, they can come between harf nasab and its ism. Is it clear? Inshallah, because this is something that, people tend to forget. So that is why I'm focusing on this one. Okay. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.